Michael Whiting's falling back as Dave Coleman's making a move against him as well. As we head down to the first of the big braking areas. And they're 3-4 wide as they go down.
No contact. Nah, looks like it's pretty good so far. Everyone's kept it clean. That's good.
It certainly does look clean right there, yeah. Nah, excellent. The guys have survived the first part, but there is lots of walls and lots of turns. We have a 40-lap race for you tonight, so the drivers will need to pit for fuel. There is no compulsory pit stop for tyres. We'll have to see if these guys think they can get all 40 laps on the same set.
And do we go with the theory of last week, like we did with one stop, or do they actually do 2 stops for fuel? Oh, that's in the wall. That was...
Who was it?
Was it?
Oh, Nathan Dorman. They've had some moments, so we're going to try and have a look at them. Thanks to DSL Welding Services with this action replay, have they come together?
Moves on. Oh, he's on.
Nathan's got speed, yeah. Nathan's locked it up, and then he's driven through him. So that's...
safety car?
I would think that they'd have to call out the safety car. There are requests for tyres coming out there, so I would not be surprised if this is our first safety car of the evening they're using. Maybe it was those bumps we keep talking about, buddy, because the car looked pretty unsettled as it come into the braking area.
I reckon safety car come out, maybe, just looking at some of those. Cars are peeled off, other cars are just weaving, maybe. Yes, I reckon it has, yep, so it has.
We are under yellow flags with the safety car out. So nice and early, we knew that was what was going to happen. Well, sorry, we suspected. I suppose we didn't know, but I mean, just looking at the walk around here, I think.
Big thanks to Pete again for driving the safety car yet again, as he always does.
Our race controller, and does a good job at it. I mean, we always like to think that we can race fair, and look at that, there's a few cars in the pits already that have had to tow. There's 3 of them there. So who's that? That we have that Stephen Sinovich, Nathan Gore, and Darren Page. I think this might actually happen to Stephen. I thought I saw a white car flip one of the walls. That car looks pretty good. So again, as you said, there's not too fast repairs tonight, so those cars will be back out on track soon, and I'm sure the plan will be to try and get them on the lap. 3 tyres is quite fast, and that didn't And thank you, Peter Morris, for your comment. There's okay, so you know, it's good to see there's no bigger heads or anything. So it's colours for the supercars. You get to choose your colour, and they try to keep the tyres the same colour. You know, just for the broadcast across probably the many leagues that the fishing boards are involved with. Certainly a pleasure to have them with us. All right, so it looks like the safety car stayed that long enough that they could get right back around on the train. The Discord channel afterwards, and Alright, we're ready to go. The lights are coming on, and welcome to SRW TV. Tonight we're excited to present round 7 of the SRW and American Invasion for our Formula 3 series. It's Cowie, your average sim racer here, together with Adam Hughesy Hughes on comms and Chef Toddy behind the scenes, looking after the cameras on tonight's action. Well, another 150 miles has seen the cars and the crews travel through Orlando to arrive at Sebring, Florida, where the bumps and the tarmac changes will rattle the teeth and will test the durability of these sometimes fragile cars. What do you think, mate? Do you think F3 can hold together around here, Hughesy?
How you going, everyone? How you going, Cowie? I think they might, mate. I think we'll see a few hard breaks and a few tears shed tonight, however, mate, because we know that we both know for a fact and from personal experience, Sebring can be rather displeasing at the best of times.
Oh, it's a temperamental beast, that is for sure. Remember, this has been laid out across the runway of a World War II air base, so it's the oldest permanent road racing circuit in the US. Right, so actually hosted its first race in 1950, I think, and the first 12-hour of Sebring 2 years later, so that's been going a while now. Have you done a 12-hour around here, Hughesy?
Yes, I have, mate. It's quite daunting, actually. The old 12-hour around here gets pretty old. Like, I think I did it in a GTE car, I think, so it was pretty well back then, which is going back, I think, a year and a half ago now.
Oh, just those bumps, you know, because there's several sections of the track where you're crossing, you know, from smooth tarmac to bumpy slabs of concrete runway. Got a mix of runway that has got rubber on it and runway that doesn't. It just, you know, a variety of corner types here, those fast-flying wide radius sweepers. I mean, it's got everything you'd want a track to spice things up, wouldn't you?
Yeah, mate. I think there's parts of the track that are obviously still, most of the track's still original from the old airfield from World War II, but I'm pretty sure there's a few, maybe a couple of sections, not many, but there's only a little bit of section that's sort of permanent racetrack, I think. So it goes smooth as, and it goes back to real bumpy, then back to really nice and smooth, and like this part here where we're looking at with, who we're looking at now, Cameron Edwards, this part of the track's super bumpy and going up to turn 1's real bumpy, but then you go to, say, turn 2, 3 to 4, it's relatively smooths out. Basically from here onwards, it's pretty smooth. Then you go on the other side of the track, it's bumpy and smooth in other places as well.
All right, you might want to turn off that racing line if you can, Toddy. It's showing in the stream. Thanks for that, Shivy. Somehow he missed that. You've been practicing or something? I think Toddy's been practicing, so that's all right. Well, we are right near the end of qualifying, so they caught us by surprise, starting a little bit early tonight, but we have made it, so we won't miss any of the race action tonight. At the moment, it is Adam Simpson running out in front with a 1:54.35, actually just snapping that on his last lap. Cameron Edwards sits behind him with only about a 10th behind him, and Joe Daly hundredths behind that. So the boys are pretty tight at the front once again, Hughesy.
Yeah, mate. It's don't think Adam Simpson is part of Fishy Motorsports. Is he with Send It Sim Sports?
I know that Cameron and Joseph are Send It Sim Sports. Adam Simpson, I think, is
Fishy. Yeah. He might be Fishy. I think he might be Fishy, actually.
I think he is a Fishy.
If he is, I hope so, because it's good to see Fishy back at the top again. Because Cameron and Joe Daly have just been absolutely running away with this for the last few rounds.
Well, look, yeah, it doesn't look like, have we got Corey McFarlane tonight? Doesn't look like we have Corey on the grid. He has been our big pace setter and come in with a bit of a reputation as a fast sim racer, and certainly showed that. So I think at the moment it is Cameron Edwards leading the championship. He 24.2 ahead of Nathan Verney, and Joseph Daly is in third position, about 42. So Corey has missed a sort of couple of rounds, has showed his pace, come in and mix it up, and certainly mix up the grid for everyone else, because he's been P1, I think, every race. But we're back to our regulars to battle at the front tonight, and should be interesting. Championship is starting to come down to the wire, buddy. 3 rounds to go.
Yeah, mate, getting to the business end of things now, man. So people getting a little bit more sort of aggressive at driving, be a little bit smarter when they're going to pass, when they're going to make a move, when they're going to block. So yeah, I think you might see some people getting pretty desperate from probably here on out, I think.
Well, it's going to be interesting because we've got to, this is now when the drop rounds are going to start to come into it, and people are going to be starting back to that. So guys that have been consistent all season, they're the ones that maybe can afford to, really sort of throw a Hail Mary and go for it. And if they do bomb out, it's a drop round that they've still got available. So, but I know a couple of guys have missed a round or 2 here and there, so that means their drop round is gone. So, look, it's tightening up. There's not a lot of points separating the guys at the front, and on track, it's even closer, buddy. So here's the grid for tonight's round 7 here at Sebring International. So Adam Simpson with Fishy Motorsports on pole position, breaking up the run that the Sended Sim Sports boys have had. So Cameron Edwards in P2, 600ths of a second behind, buddy. And then Joe Daly a further 600ths behind that. Dylan Thomas in P4. Good to see Dylan back up near the front, pointy end of the grid. Fishy Motorsports. Nathan Verney locked on racing, running P2 in the championship at the moment. Dean Sinkovich for Team SRW in 6th. Team Greg Leak is back. We missed Greg last week. Steven Sinkovich for the other SRW machine in P8. Greg Johnson, the other team, Greg Machine P9. And John McHenry, locked on racing P10. Samuel Thomas at the back of the grid. And Lachlan Capel, our safety car and race controller for tonight's race. All right, Hughesy. It's going to be good, buddy. Concrete jungle, tarmac, runway, and upside down aeroplane wings. Awesome, buddy.
I'm looking forward to it, mate. Should be mega fun.
Right, well, you just think it's an airport. Normally they go the other way. These F3 cars basically got airplane wings turned upside down to make them stick to the road. So maybe it is rather appropriate we've got F3s here tonight.
Yeah, I think they're doing the slight opposite to what a normal plane would do. That's for sure.
Alrighty, so just waiting for the lights to come up. After Daytona last week, where we had a rolling start for the, I think we had a standing start in these. I can't remember. We did, didn't we? And we had carnage. So back to standing starts, and again the concrete. Not a lot of grip out there, so have to see how these guys handle it off the line. Round 7 of the SRW American Invasion about to commence. We have 5 red lights and they've gone green. Is that one of the Sinkovich boys at the back? And that was, I think, Team Greg might have had a run in there with Samuel Thomas. Oh,
there's a collision. I think it's a safety car. There's been a massive collision, I think, into turn 1.
Yeah. That's Darren Bay that got involved in that, was it?
No, Greg Leak. I think Greg Leak was involved in that one, I think. Greg Leak and Steven Sinkovich.
All right, yeah, look, here goes the safety car coming out. So, wow, we had absolute chaos there at the start of that race. We might try and see if we can have a look at some replays and see what happened there. It just had, there was a bit of a glitch there with SDK. Poddy's apologising for, guys. So let's have a look at the start. Thanks again to DSL Welding Services and the Promo Department safety car out there. Great to have our sponsors on board. So here's the start. So I saw that was at Steven Sinkovich really bogged down at the start there. We speed it up there a bit. They're standing still, but no, there we go. So that's Greg Leak that basically hasn't gone anywhere and he's got tagged by
Oh,
Johnson, and is that Samuel Thomas has tried to go around the outside there, and
and I think we had another incident after that as well with other people. I think there was another incident that followed straight through.
I don't know if that was a technical issue there for Greg Leake, or it's almost like, his pedals didn't want to work, or maybe he stalled it. I'm not sure, but or is that Cameron
Was it
Edwards has
after that?
gone wide? Oh, he's gone wide at
Uh,
T1.
oh,
Oh,
that's a decent bloody effort.
has managed to hang on to that, but it did cost him 3 or 4 positions. You can see here, just getting caught. Yep, he's been able to slot back in there. Oh.
Was there a secondary crash into turn 1 as well, or just after the whole Greg Leake thing? I think there's a second one.
You can see here that this was the guys getting on board, but of course this is what happened to
Yeah,
Sam.
this could be it.
Yeah, we'll have a look on board and see what happened here, but alright, so we're looking for, so this is Greg Johnson when he got going. Oh no, okay, so that's Steven Sinkovich that's gone into the wall, and Greg's had nowhere to go there.
Yeah, some bystander on that one.
Oh no. Well, good thing the safety car come out. Geez, mate, we did have seen the safety car visit this series a fair bit this season, but and we thought that it would be pretty much a certainty it was going to be coming out at the bouncy track of Sebring here, but still, I thought we might have got at least a couple of laps before it all went to hell.
Yeah, I thought so too. Do you reckon we on Hughesy's and Cowie's segment of, hey, how many safety cars do you reckon is going to come out tonight? What's your gamble?
Oh, okay. So we're getting back to our bet here. We didn't jinx it again this week, so it's not our fault. All right. Well, look, that has shown that it's going to be pretty bumpy around here. I'm going to go with 4, I think, buddy. So 1 of 4 so far.
All right. I'll go 1 less and go 3.
I go 3. Okay. All right. So I just think that we're probably going to see a safety car breed another safety car. So we might get away from this one all clean. But when the next safety car happens, you get cold tyres, then you got to start again. And, it'll be a double safety car, I reckon. But we'll have to see. Maybe I'm sticking my neck out a bit too far with a prediction like that. But it has been an excellent and interesting series to watch. And I think when you're pushing the limit of these cars, at some of the tracks where the walls loom large, it doesn't take much to break them, does it?
No, they aren't made for crunching or for knocking panels, that's for sure.
That's right. We don't going to see much door banging. All right, so at the moment, Adam Simpson leads the pack behind the safety car, ahead of Joseph Daly, Nathan Verney with locked on Lads Sim Racing in P3, Dylan Thomas up to P4, Dean Sinkovich, Team SRW, team in position 5, John McHenry P6, Darren Fahey, Samuel Thomas, Cameron Edwards back in P9, Greg Johnson P10, Steven Sinkovich, think maybe waiting on a tow. I know he's got his car fixed, so now he's coming around to try and catch up on the back of the pack. So we'll keep an eye on the front and maybe keep a listen out to see when the safety car's coming in. Looks like we might be doing another lap.
Yeah, I think we'll get in. I think they said the usual rule is minimum 2 laps usually.
Right. That should give Stephen there and Greg and the boys a chance to go. Well, I think it's only Stephen and Greg that need to catch up now. So just make sure you don't push it too hard, boys, because we've seen a few mistakes on that chasing the safety car lap, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, mate. You are. Hopefully, I think my understanding is the new rule for next season is you will get a wave around if you're a laps car, regardless of what position you're in, if you're behind or in front of the leader. But for this season and for the last, last 3 to 4 rounds, the only way to get wave around is if you're between the safety car and in front of the leader. So anyone that's sort of, I think anyone that's behind the leader obviously won't get a wave around, but I think for next season it's a good implementation. They should do. Helps everyone else out, and of course, keeps everyone interested in the also into the game as well.
I think that's probably the big benefit of it, buddy, is it gives, I suppose it's a bit of a wild card if you do have a moment, whether or not it's your fault or not. If it's early enough in the race, you might be able to recover. Now, I mean, we've sort of tried it this way this season for various reasons. I mean, one of the advantages of having a manual safety car out there is so that we can reduce the laps down. We don't lose those laps under the safety car, or have to wait 3 every time. So in a case like this, where he can do those 2 laps, and looks like it'll probably just be 2, and then dart away, and that saves you a lap if we went over the iRacing one.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, manual safety car, you can go at whatever speed you want, whereas the iRacing safety car is set at a set speed. You can't slow it down or speed it up for whatever you need. So I think the manual safety car is definitely a lot better than the automatic or the standard.
I think so. I know some of the safety car drivers might disagree, seeing there's been some contact in some of the earlier races this season, which I suppose as a safety car driver, you're not expecting to get sideswiped by a Sinkovic, are you?
Wow, yeah. You've hit rock bottom when you get sideswiped by a Sinkovic. I wonder if you hear that and listen. I wonder if they're going to play that back and listen to this now.
Nice little tidbit for the boys. It's great, doing a great job with SRW, our whole admin team, and again trying to bring these pictures to you guys and make the racing entertaining. Hopefully, with our voice chat as well as the talent of the drivers on track, because in the end it's all about them putting on a show, and we can sit back and talk about it. If it's a good show, we don't ramble on quite as much, do we, Husey?
Yeah, we're a little bit more involved, and a little bit more switched on. We don't get distracted by the simpler things, do we, mate?
Oh, that's right.
Struggle to get by.
Okay, so we do have the promo department is our major sponsor for the F3 series. Looks like the safety car is going to pull away from the field. Just heard the instructions he's given to the leader, so Adam Simpson will be leading the pack away. Husey, you think he's going to go early? Is he going to bunch it right up?
Bunch it right up, I think. I reckon he'll bunch it right up. He'll wait until he's on to the main pit straight, I reckon. You won't try and minimise any sort of draft effect you can essentially produce or give out to anyone. If you go too early, like he's got Joe Daly right behind him, waiting for him, and obviously Nathan's not too silly either. He's on it as well.
There he is. There he's gone. Looks like Joe read that fairly well.
He's going to run out straight though to make any excess. Wait till the next hanger straight, which is at the back now.
There's a tactic to maybe keep into the back of your hats there, guys, when you're racing the Sebring. Maybe wait a bit longer so you don't give them a chance to use that toe. Nice little tidbit that used. That's some pro tips from Mr. 4K iRating you told me earlier, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Somehow pulled that out of the bag, so I'm happy with that.
Mate, I'm trying to get back to 2, mate. I'm sitting on about 1890 at the moment. Keep going backwards, I think. But nah, look, we're back with the front here. Adam Simpson, Joseph Daly, the two have jumped probably about a second on Nathan Burney at the moment. But Joseph looking hard, right in the slipstream. He's going to try and go and get the inside run.
He looked at it, he thought about it.
More good respect there from Adam Simpson. He knew he was there and gave just enough room. So the boys already racing hard. These tyres still wouldn't be up the temperature, mate. They did 2 laps by the safety car.
At least they've got another 2-3 laps till these things come alive, so I think they'll be still tiptoeing for a little bit.
Well, Well, it's interesting here because both of these boys they're racing. Doesn't look like they're holding anything back just yet, does it?
No, not yet. Give it a few laps, I reckon they'll be pushing harder, that's for sure.
So a little wide there, he's recovered that well, Joseph. Half a tyre on the grass there's not a good call.
Has it made him vulnerable to Nathan Burney though?
Well, I think so, because Nathan Burney's only about 0.8 behind him, and he's gaining ground on Adam Simpson as well. So the three of them here in a nice little non-DRS train. See, we don't have DRS, but right in the slipstream of each other.
There's even Dylan Thomas isn't that far off either. He's just within the whiskers thickness away, is what I've been told today.
I think that was Cameron Edwards going around Samuel Thomas there in the back, and looks like he's just gone past. Was that Darren Fahey as well? So yeah, moves in a couple of corners there. We'll have a look at them thanks to DSL for the action replay here. So yeah, so look, he's just gone up the inside. This was the move on. That's on Samuel Thomas, and because that's Darren Fahey ahead of him, so he might stay on board. I wonder if Darren's just got balked a little bit here. He's just carrying so much more speed through there than the guys in front of him.
Yeah, he's really attacking the curb here, isn't he? No one else in front of him is not really utilising that. Look at that, he's really attacking it. He's coming real early. What's he done here?
He's got such a great exit there. Look at that. Yeah.
He's just gone out way too wide, missed the apex, and just obviously washed off a lot of speed. So that's just made him a sitting duck for the straight.
And looks like he's also got John McHenry now. So let's go back live because Cameron is starting to make his way up through the field. All right. So we'll be closing in on Dean Singovich now, but he's got about 7 seconds to make up now. So you see what happens when you get caught in a bit of traffic and or get caught up in battles, and suddenly the cars in front gap you.
Yeah, mate, doesn't take long, does it? Doesn't take long at all.
But it's good to see that the tow looks like it is going to play a part here tonight, because what that does tend to do is it tends to bunch up battles, doesn't it? You know, once you're in the tow of one or two cars, then you can sort of stay with them, and then we get to, you know, follow the action for a few laps as the cars get closer and closer.
Yeah, mate. It's never a bad thing to have heaps of tow around, but the problem is though, aero wash through the corners. That's the only negative thing about it. In a straight line, it's fantastic, but through the corners, not so much.
Well, we saw last week that several cars at the end there just ran out of fuel, didn't they? And there's a save there from Darren, keep the car straight when he went wide.
Yeah.
Last week we saw quite was that Steven Sinkovich, and I think it was Darren Fahey had to pit. Steven Sinkovich ran out on the last lap. I think it was we had Cameron Edwards and Corey McFarlane go into the pits for fuel. So I think fuel's going to play another interesting strategy tonight. Do they need to stop twice? If there's a safety car early, will they take advantage of it? Or will they hold position?
Well, I suppose. Well, has he?
Greg Leake has had a moment, so let's have a look at that. And Adam Simpson. So Adam Simpson, our race leader, has had a moment. Has he managed to save that? Look like he's just had a big. He's held that. No, well done. Yeah. Nicely done. Yeah, because I thought he's still showing in P1, so, but that has given Joe a chance to close right back up on the back of him. And those tyres would be pretty ugly for a few corners, wouldn't they? Alright, let's have a look at it. Looks like Cameron Edwards is continuing to make his way up through the field. So let's have a look and see this great pass. And it looks like the gate he's just got in the toe, and that slingshot.
Yeah, not much Dean can do about that, sadly.
And he's got it done. I think see Dean here. Yeah, he's even just broken a bit deeper, carried a bit more speed. But Dean trying to get back on him coming through the last turn.
Oh, come on, Dean. Have a dip, mate. Have a dip. Don't be afraid. Have a dip. Come on. Have a dip. Oh, should
have gone inside, you think, there?
You should have gone for a dip, son.
Yeah, well, that is one of the great things about the racing here at Sebring. I mean, that final turn, there is at least half a dozen lines you can take through there that, you know, to all varying degrees of success. But we could see there that Cameron went shallow and deep on exit, and Stephen pulled it up earlier and got a great run on the exit out. So,
yeah, it made Cameron sort of on the defensive for a bit, and I think if Dean showed his nose down the inside, I think Cameron would have gone, yep, you know what, you've earned that, I'll get you on the next one.
Race control has just notified that Greg Johnson, who sort of was the one who ended up thinking turning Greg Leake around there at the start, race control did note that, but they said it was just a racing incident. I mean, he did his best to try and avoid Greg there, so Team Greg didn't take each other out, unfortunately. No, you never want to see that, do you? Teammates taking each other out.
Not.
Alright. So Joe Daly is chasing hard here. The gap is at 0.9 seconds at the moment, and he really does not want to lose the draft to Adam Simpson. That little mistake by Adam gave him half a sniff. But so far, Adam has shown pretty good pace, taking out a couple of tenths on Joe that lap. But we can see Joe seems to be pretty strong coming through here and has crawled about 3 tenths of that back. We're only within half a second now, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe Joe's got the wing a little bit higher in the rear, but then I just clicked in my head and went, well, hold on, that can't be the case because they're running a fixed setup, so that can't be right.
Well, that's one of those things, yeah, buddy. There's no one running different wing strategies and things like that. About all they can change in these cars tonight is the brake bias. So
yeah, that's literally it, and how much fuel they take on board, and that's pretty much about it, really. I don't know when they go for the pit stop, that is, but yeah.
Okay, Brett Warby saying he's so happy that Dylan Thomas woke up in time for this race. Was he having a little bit of a snooze there? I think it was Greg Leake was snoozing on the grid, so we'll have to try and talk to Leakey down the track and find out what happened, but looks like he is out of the race, so I think that was a big technical issue, which is pretty unfortunate. We don't want to see that. Alright, so at the moment there's a fair, things are starting to settle in now. We are at lap 8 of our 30-lap race tonight. Just having a look at the big movers. And Darren Fahey must have started at the back of the grid tonight. Did not see his qualifying time. He's up 6 positions, which is pretty good. I know Darren's shown some pace in these machines, so taking advantage of starting at the back of the grid.
There's always advantages to starting at the back of the grid, mate. It just depends how lucky you are.
That's it, mate. Well, Nathan Verney is up 2 positions as well. A big loser, really, at the start there was Cameron Edwards, who fell right back with that big off-track that gave up 3 positions. And at the moment, he hasn't been able to claw them back. So, just having a look at the lap times out there, and their last lap times, Cameron just taking a bit of time out of Dylan. Into the 55s, Dylan and Nathan doing 56s, but Adam Simpson and Joe Daly, they're into the 1 minute 54s, buddy, so they're streaking ahead of everyone at the moment.
Is Brett Warby still commenting on the post, on the feed rather?
Well, I think we can have a look and see if he's got anything further
If he has, ask him if it's a 1 or 2 stop tonight.
No, there it is. Okay, so now we get some context from Brett. So he's happy that he woke up in time for this race because he may not have woken up in time for the 24-hour on the weekend.
Oh, right. There's a bit of a slight dig, I reckon. A bit of a slight jab.
Well, we'll have to see if he can stay awake for tonight's action there, Brett. So thanks very much for the dirt. We want to hear all the dirt you teammates out there have got on these drivers. that way we can have a bit of a chuckle and a laugh and hopefully make it entertaining. And then they can work out how they're going to get you back for all those comments and secrets you've been giving us.
Isn't Mr. Wardby meant to be racing the F3s this season? I thought he was in this series, wasn't he?
Oh, we'll have to see if he's going to reply to that, Bunny. But I think he...
Yeah. I'm fairly sure. Oh!
I was a little wide there from Cameron, but he caught it in.
I thought Cameron was going to bin it then. I thought he was just going to hit the grass and that was it. Yeetus.
Oh, we've had a couple of crashes by the looks of it here. So Samuel Thomas and Steven Sinkovich. We're going to have a look and see what happened.
Oh, what's happened there? No, that's pretty...
He's just lost the rear.
Oh.
Swing it up there. And...
Oh, no, tell me he's going to drive onto the... No, okay, no, that's fine. No, all good, that's fine. That's all right.
Well, Samuel Thomas was coming through at that point.
But
something goes on him as Samuels as well, so let's have a look and see what happens there. Has he gone deep? Just on the throttle.
Yep.
Oh, he's saved it. That's a good save.
Tank Slapper saved it. No, that's alright, it's all good. Relatively harmless.
Yeah, just trying to... Well, I'm not sure about these cars. Would you go right back to first there at that hard left at the end of the back straight?
Say again, sorry, Cowie?
You know that hard right at the end of the straight, so after you come through T1, 2 and 3 and then you get onto that sweeping straight around the back?
Yeah.
And then there's the big right-hander. Would you go right back to first in these things, do you think? Because that's where he's had that spin there, so maybe just high revs coming out.
I reckon you'd probably go to first gear, just get the extra rotation, then you'd probably short shift to second, but if you hit second, you're probably going to light up the rear, so you'd probably just slowly work your way into the full throttle. Wouldn't take long, but you wouldn't exactly plant it with the wheel turn, that's for sure.
Adam Simpson, that has gone around and that has given Joseph Daly. Is he going to go into the pits and take his pit stop now? He is. That's probably a smart thing to do.
Adam.
So he's just lost the rear.
Look how it's just the bumps.
Yeah.
Oh, Simo, what are you doing, mate? Gonna have to have words with your executives, that being Blake Delaney and Michael Wall.
I will say quick thinking on his part though, because you know, I should have done that at VIR when I banged into the wall. I was right in front of the pit lane. I should have just gone straight into the pit, but I went back out and drove up a corner and realised the car was destroyed. So that might be a nice smart move there, even though he didn't really have damage, but he's just taken advantage of it. And if we get a safety car come out, he's already done his pit stop. Could be interesting.
Yeah, could be. That's a possibility. Could save a bit of fuel under safety car, get a few laps back, you know. If I was him, I'd be having words with Mr. Delaney and Mr. Whiting about that. Say, oi, how come you didn't give me enough practice, enough training? Come on, boys. Get into it, mate. Don't be afraid. Get into it for both of them.
I don't think training or anything would help you with what happened to him there, because as you said, that car was porpoising quite a bit. Maybe a bit of a look at what the F1 are dealing with at the moment, buddy.
Well, yeah, it wasn't exactly smooth through the last corner, was it? We could see the car just bouncing all over the joint.
Yeah. You see, maybe we'll see if, you know, because that was that inside line, so maybe that's the one to stay away from for the F3s. Because I know that Cameron's been taking that wide line. We might stay on board and have a look here and just see which line he takes here.
Well, I was watching, I believe it was Cameron, and then I was watching, I think it was Adam Simpson, and they were taking two different lines. Like, one was taking a wider entry, and then say, entry.
Oh, no, something's happened to Joe Daly. He's had a little off track. See if he's managed to save it because he's out in front now. So, no pressure on his own, but just had the car wash out. He's just run wide. Oh, but he's done that well. No, he's done well there. See, he's still pushing though. So, it's good to see. Because he's racing his own race out front at the moment.
Yeah, and, well, just to win it, if Aussie holds it together, and like I was saying, like different drivers take different lines through all the corners through here. It's just one of those tracks, Cowie. You can just take, you can take some line or a different line to someone else, and it just seems to work for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, when you got bumps and you got concrete, different types of surfaces, all that, you know, I mean, it does sort of give it a nice mixed bag feeling, this place, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely offers up a variety of different driving lines, that's for sure. It's not like, say, Sandown or Winton, where you've only got one driving line and you have to take that to optimise on the best lap time. It's just, you know, you can't go too wide through most of the corners at those two tracks, whereas here you can go 2 wide, 3 wide, it's not a drama.
And Brett was just saying, unfortunately, he's had to be working, and that's why he hasn't been able to drive in the series, mate. But he's hopefully back next week, he reckons. So that'll be awesome to have you back, buddy. We miss you.
Yeah. You're my favourite driver in the F3s, mate. I'm rooting for you every week. Come on, Woodby, what are you doing? Come on, mate.
Mate, real life gets in the road of our little hobby here. It's not a game, it's a simulation, but it's a hobby. I think I could safely get away with the word hobby. I can't get away with the word game.
No, you get in trouble.
Simulation, that's right. But yeah, it does mean real life. I'm sure, was it last night we had one of the cars turn left and go into the wall, and it almost felt like it was a tap on the shoulder from the wife when you're in VR. You know, one of those sort of moments.
Oh God!
You're in the VR, or the cat's jumped on your lap or something, you know. But so yeah, we do know real life gets in the road, and we've all got to work and earn a crust. So, but we miss you, buddy, and it'll be good to see you back out on track tearing it up. Oh, just having a bit of a look at Adam Simpson now. So he is in 11th position at the moment, 19 seconds behind Samuel Thomas, and 74 seconds behind Joseph Daly. So, you know, a pit stop. We haven't seen anyone else really pit to get an gauge on the whole transit time. So 55 seconds for Cameron Edwards in the pit lane. But yeah, some of the other cars have done that. Sorry, go.
I was I'm just tipping Cowie. I'm tipping if we see Joe Daly come in between, say, lap 15 crossing over into lap 16, I'm tipping it's going to be a one-stop race. If he comes in before that, it's going to be a 2-stop race, I reckon.
Okay. Well, we know that these guys have been reluctant to take tyres, so tyres perhaps maybe becomes an issue with Sebring tonight, but we'll keep an eye on the cars at the end of the race and see if they're sliding around a lot. But generally, the problem is when they're cold. You know, you'd rather drive an old, warm rubber than cold, fresh rubber. So it comes down to fuel, buddy, so 70% limit. But these things don't burn a lot per lap. So I know last week when I was talking to the guys after the race last week and asking about fuel saving strategies for Daytona because of the draft, you'd think it'd be quite effective there. And they said really the car just doesn't burn it quickly enough for you to really make any major gains.
Oh, right.
You're just giving up too much time to save fuel. You know, in the end, the time you give up, you just make up for it in pit stop. So we saw a couple of guys try to stretch it right to the end last week and couldn't get home, or maybe just spluttered over the line. So yeah, it'll come down to that fuel battle again. If you, all right. Toddy just letting us know about a great pass from Cameron Edwards, and I think Samuel Thomas, something's happened to Samuel as well, so we might have a look at that after this. Okay, you see he's just gone up the inside here. Nathan Verney, position car perfectly there, buddy. Not much Nathan can do.
I think sometimes you just got to learn to concede the position and just try and fight, live to another day, I guess.
Alrighty, so Nathan is trying to stay on the back there and not lose that toe, that all-important toe. We know that I think at Daytona it was about 3 or 4 tenths. I don't know if it's going to be quite as effective here, but this is a big long straight, buddy, and a bouncy final turn, so can see here, look at that car just wanting to bounce, and as he wants to get onto the gas on that tight exit. So there's another way, that's the third different way, or third or fourth different way we've seen that corner be tackled. So
yeah, it's a different line, isn't it, mate? It's just, yeah, like you said earlier in the stream, it's just an interesting way to look at the final corner of Sebring. It's just different ideas, different, what will work by.
Oh, that's a good little catch.
Pretty sure Darren just nearly threw that in the wall, I'm pretty sure.
That was a good little catch, yeah. She was, might have been a few little chirpies in his ear then during that, because it was, he is running in P5 at the moment, up 8 positions from his start at the rear of the grid. So we know that Darren has been pretty quick this season. He's certainly had a few podiums. Can't remember if I don't think he's had a race win yet. No, but he has been on the podium. Alright, Adam Simpson has passed Samuel as he at the back there, so
oh, geez, he thought he come close to the grass then.
Oh, there it is.
Geez, that right-hander, that 90-degree right-hander, that's really catching out Adam tonight, isn't it?
Well, it seems to be that snap oversteer, almost like you get that, the rear of the car gets that second bite of the cherry, and it sends you, and I think, the skill of these guys has shown you that when it does that, you got to just go with it. You don't try to argue with it. It's telling you it's going in that direction, so you better go that way.
You try to ride it.
And you're gone, So these guys have, had some good experience in the cars now, so been driving them for 7 rounds. So I'm sure they've started to work out the quirks of this machine. But then you come to a place like Sebring, which would be rattling your teeth and breaking the car apart. They say that this place is twice as hard on a car as the Daytona 24-hour. So a race that's twice as long, this is half the length of that race and twice as difficult on the car.
I would not doubt that for one bit.
Okay. So I think Sam Thompson's had an incident. Toddy's just letting us know.
Has he got did he put new tyres on, or did he put old tyres on? Has he got the old tyres on still?
Not sure. 38-second pit stop. So I'm not sure, but yeah, he's just rotated around, but he has hung onto it. It's a bit hard to see if those tyres are old or new, but they've got nice little bits of chunks of dirt in them now. So that'll certainly help things.
Yeah.
Alright, so we are... How many laps are we in now? We must be getting over halfway.
Sure. Just past halfway. Oh, what's happened to Samuel? Was he...
I think he's let someone through there.
He's got another moment. He must be on new tyres then. Possible. I'm pretty sure he just had a moment.
Alright, so, well, certainly pushing hard. All you can see there, the car threatened to nosedive into the wall on him then as well. So maybe you guys are right with your cold tyre theory to keep an eye. But we go back to the front just today. Cameron Edwards has been steadily taking time out of Joe. The gap is now under 6 seconds. So Cameron, who qualified in P2, fell right back to P8 or 9, ended up actually pitting maybe for a fast repair with some damage, and has come back out and now finds himself back to his rightful position according to the qualifying. Darren Fahey's had a little bit of an off, Toddy tells us. He's still up 9 positions, so I don't think it's cost him anything. But let's have a bit of a look, thanks to DSL and the promo department for this. Just had a little bit of a run up on deep. Alrighty. So, getting back into it, we are 17 laps in, so we are past halfway, and it is Cameron Edwards trying to chase down his teammate Joseph Daly. We'll be getting close to the round of pit stops here. We will keep an eye on Adam Simpson, who has already pitted, but pitted sort of as a result of a big sideways slide. Yeah, so he's been running some pretty good times. He has been in the 54s for the last few laps. 55.2 last lap.
How long was Adam Simpson's pit stop or pit lane to and fro?
So he was total pit lane time was 1:18, 45 seconds stopped in the pit lane, whereas it was 23 for Cameron Edwards earlier on. But again, yeah, look, I'm not sure if I can trust any of those times. It all seems a bit out of whack. Like some of the guys only spent 4 or 5 seconds in the pit lane.
Right, okay. So what's the total for all the drivers, and can you get that up by any chance, Toddy?
Yeah, so there we can see, but like those numbers are all over the shop, so it's not telling me. Is Samuel Thomas did 38, 36 for Dylan, 55 for Cameron, so did Cameron take tyres right at the start of the race on lap 2? I don't know.
And it says Adam Simpson did a what, 1:18? Yeah, right.
So for Adam, may well have taken tyres because, but then again, remember he spun right at the entry to pit lane, perhaps counting that time that he was sideways there too.
Right. He spun again. Oh.
No.
Sorry, Simo. We're giving you a bloody bad rep. Oh no. I know, Adam. It's frustrating. I know. Just ease it on, mate. Just get back into a rhythm. Don't bloody.
Take it easy. All it's going to take is a safety car, and he's back in this again. Yeah. I did say there was going to be 4. So far, the guys have run pretty clean. We've only had the one visit from the Promo Department safety car. Just
curious, Toddy, you reckon you get a camera angle on the front of Adam Simpson's car? Because I reckon he come close to hitting the wall when he tried to recover from that.
Looking at that, it doesn't look like there's any damage on the front of that, buddy.
It doesn't look. No, it looks pretty straight. It's just from the angle from a bird's eye, look like he hit the wall.
Looks like we've had a moment. Dylan Thomas has crashed, and I believe that with the safety car might well be coming out.
Oh, let's have a look.
Let's see what happened here. It is safety car. We do have race control on the blower.
What's he done here?
On curb.
It's vicious.
Wow.
That's
just out onto the cross the track.
Jesus, that is badly vicious. My God.
A violent curb.
Let's go on board. Just for a hot minute. Darren looks right here. He's just carried too much speed in.
I reckon the rear was already.
I reckon that's classified as an auto spin curb. I reckon.
Well, I think the rear was already trying to rotate round with the curving.
Go back to the start of the corner because it looked like the wheel was relatively straight though. It didn't look like he was trying to turn into the slide, if that makes sense.
No, but as you can see, the rear of the car is already climbing up around that curve.
Yeah.
See, as he turns in here,
look at his wheel though. Look at the wheel though.
But I think the rear was already starting to rotate round, and it's just caught over the edge of that curbing maybe and snapped.
Well, you're probably right, but the only thing I'm thinking of is the car looks settled, and he's not turned into the slide. So, what's the wheel?
It's not stepped out a little, and
I reckon it's an auto spin curve. I reckon it's just, that's a big shunt though. That's a huge shunt. Oh Jesus! I feel bad for Dylan. He was doing all right too, Dill. You're doing pretty good for yourself, mate. It's a bit of a shame.
Was running P4 at the time, wasn't he? So
he was, yeah. He was doing really well.
spice things up for sure. Well, Adam Simpson will be fairly happy, I think, with that safety car, although it does give his opponents a chance to pit as well. I'd say that everyone's going to take this opportunity and fill up with 10 laps to go. They should be able to get enough in the car to get him to the end for sure.
Well, he'll be able to fuel save. So Joe's just coming up to the safety car very shortly. He could always fuel save old Adam if he wants to, or alternatively, he just go for a splash and dash, maybe a new set of boots, just to go full attack mode, maybe. If he's really keen.
It will be interesting. You know, maybe some of these guys have got a knack to how to get heat into the tyres, especially maybe behind the safety car. If you have got that little bit of insider knowledge, you know, and it works, then maybe you would take that little risk, you know. But I do know that cold tyres seem to be pretty diabolical in these machines. So we'll keep an eye out and see if anyone actually takes the risk. By the looks of it, the only person I can see with a long stationary pit time is Adam Simpson. Everyone else is 5 to 7 seconds stationary in the pits. So that's fuel, that's not tyres.
Yeah, right, okay.
And as we said before, we think Adams might have had a lot to do with, he was sideways, you know, at the pit entry area, so whether or not it counted some of that time or not. But we've seen also that, I don't know if fresh tyres are a massive advantage. It's more about tyres being in the operating window. If they're in that right temp window, then they've got grip. Until you get them there, they don't have any grip. Oh, looks like we might have seen the end of Dylan as well. Is he catching up?
Do you have a live feed on him at the moment, Toddy? Or is he still in the pit lane?
Samuel Thomas had a moment trying to catch up under the safety car too. Oh, Dylan is out there. Oh, that's good.
Oh, what's going on there? Oh, is he giving? Oh, he's giving up his lap, is he? Oh, I hope not.
That is rather interesting. Well, it's showing SDK is showing Dylan Thomas in like P12 or P11, is it? P11, and he's just locked it in behind the leaders there. So that put him a lap down. Yeah, it does. Him and Samuel Thomas both a lap down. Certainly spice things up, this safety car. We're going to get at least one more lap down, so it will be 9 laps to go. Sorry, it'll be 10 laps to go. We're on lap 21.
You're not far off the end of the race, mate. It's gone pretty quick, hasn't it? It's gone relatively quick.
Well, there's been quite a bit of action on track. I mean, this has been an entertaining series to commentate, I must say, Bunny, because, you know, these cars, it tends to, you're driving them on the edge of grip, it's all about confidence, you throw them around, and then even the best guys are getting caught out when the car just, you know, bucks on them. It almost seems to be like a rampaging bull sometimes, trying to drive these things.
It does, doesn't it? Doesn't really give you any notice as to when it's going to let go and go loose, does it?
Oh, that's I have that issue with GT3 cars. You know, I can never seem to find, you know, where the limit is. You know, I either am nowhere near it or I push somewhere near it and find it. You know, and find it in a bad way. And that's, I don't know if these things are a bit like that. You get that confidence and you start to rely on the car, because I mean that's what you need to do to be fast in them. You got to trust the downforce, trust that you've got the grip, and that trust is a fine thing. And all you got to do is have it slightly upset or unbalanced car as you go into that corner, and instead of taking it perfectly like it should, and you know the rear slides out, or you end up a bit narrow and clip a curb, and then turned this upside down aeroplane wing to working almost like an aeroplane as it launches.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it, mate?
It's a pretty good shot. I do like that shot. There's all the cars coming around the corner with the trees in the middle of the track. We can see them. Yeah, so I got Nathan Verney doing quite a bit of weaving there, trying to maintain heat. So, but I know that certain cars that strategy doesn't work, and then I've seen lots of different videos of guys talking about, you know, dragging the brake or weaving or stop starting, accelerating and slamming on them. And all these sort of tactics to try and get heat into the tyres. Isn't there isn't there a technique or something where you can drag the brake and get heat into the tyres of the GT cars? I wonder if iRacing has done something about that. I remember watching a video a few weeks back on someone talking about those issues. But let's keep an eye on the safety car here and see if it does start to pull away. We do have all the cars in the train here, so I can't see it deliberately holding them up another lap.
I think the safety car will go in this lap, I think.
Yep, it's just saying now, letting the field know that he's going to be pulling away, and it'll be Joseph Daly. Has got Samuel Thomas a lap down behind him. Cameron Edwards, though, he's been the big beneficiary of a couple of safety cars tonight. Had that big off earlier in the race that cost him 3 positions. But he's been steadily making his way back through the field, and as soon as he can get past Samuel Thomas, he'll be battling with his teammate once again.
Yeah, mate, he probably won't be mucking around. He'll be straight into it, I reckon. Hope Adam Simpson's got a bit of speed up him. Hoping.
Well, Adam is right on the back of the pack, so he's in P9 at the moment. So he will be one to watch in these final 9 laps. And you can see there, just Dylan getting well out of the way, not wanting to affect anyone's battle. We can understand that, buddy. And yeah, so the front 3 have managed to leap clear of the field. So Nathan Verney saw that. Oh, is that Cameron Edwards going wide? And that's going to give Nathan Verney a chance to pounce.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a sniff now and realise that he's in for a shot here. If he can get this corner right, he can definitely go for a dip, I reckon, mate. I reckon that draft is going to kick in right about now-ish, I reckon.
I think you've seen there, we've seen Cameron had that off there a couple of times. And I think it must be that's where he's getting that bit of snap oversteer, or the car really wants to snap out there, and he realises if he tries to get it to turn, it will snap, so he just drives straight. You know, so might be not a tactic, but might be something that he's just had to do a couple of times with the way he's trying to drive the car hard through that section.
Oh, geez, Nathan and Cameron both had moments.
Gotta love these cold tyres, buddy, after the safety car restart.
Oh yeah, I do like a safety car restart. Oh Jesus, Cameron having just oversteer on the entry.
And Nathan's gonna
have a dip. Have a dip, Nathan. Come on, have a dip, son.
He did think about that around the outside there, but knew that he would just give it up here. Here is where he's going to set it up. If he can get this slingshot right here, he'll have the toe as well. And we can see that Cameron's struggling to get temperature into those tyres. And now Nathan Verney right here for the draft. And he's sending us up the inside.
Oh, no, he's not. I reckon he's saving fuel, maybe.
Oh, it's interesting, perhaps.
Oh, I reckon that's his only chance because...
We'll see. Oh, look, we've had a massive moment. As what's that, 3 or 4 cars have had incidents, so Toddy's got all excited, and thanks to DSL and the promo department for bringing these pictures to us. Here we go, so let's have a look and see what's happened.
Where's Adam Simpson and all this? Right there.
So Adam Simpson, Dylan Thomas is trying to get out of it. Oh, he's been tapped. Adam's got him.
Go back quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh, Jesus.
Like, all right, so we have that has created chaos, as is safety car number 3 has been called by race control, Husey.
Oh, beautiful.
So 7 laps to go, buddy. I might have got the got it right on the head. But we can see there that Dean Sinkovich, here's one nice beneficiary of that, up into P5 now. Greg Johnson in P7, John McHenry P6. So, all right. So let's go back and have a look at what's happened at the front because was this, what are you showing us here, Toddy?
Can we get on board of what happened with Adam Simpson? Just get on board of that if we can, Toddy.
Alright, so let's have a little look and see what happened.
Oh,
yeah, look, I think Dylan
too
just
hard.
broke way earlier than he thought. I think Dylan broke earlier than he thought he was going to. Dylan's trying to turn and go forward and spin, and Adam's trying to go back. So, well, we'll have to see that. There is damage on that front wing, so we'll have to see if Adam's got a parts repair. I wonder if he has gone into the pits, but let's go back to live action because we're starting to run out of laps tonight, buddy, and it's all still happening out there.
It is, mate. It's I suppose we can get back to racing. We start of lap 26, I believe. 24.
24 at the moment.
By the time we get under green again, it'll be 26. I'm tipping.
Yep.
So it'll be a 3-4 lap dash, I think.
All right. So. Alright, so it has the lull before the final storm, Husey, but there's been a fair bit happening tonight, buddy. These cars and Sebring have been an awesome combination for tonight's viewing at SRW TV, buddy. Would you agree?
Yeah, I reckon so, mate. I'd say that's the case for sure. Just a shame we can't. Just a shame we can't have more entries or more participants for their 3 series. I reckon it'd be good if we had a field of 20, 22-ish. I reckon it'd be awesome.
Oh, I think, you know, as we've sort of seen with, was it last weekend, with the last couple of weekends with Scops and the Super Ones, sort of quite a few of the drivers unable to sort of do both commitment, you know, do both because of the times that they run. And so, you know, we combined the Super 2 and Super 1s last weekend to put 30 odd, yeah, I think it was 27 or 28 cars out on the track, which was great. So, you know, perhaps things we need to look at, maybe some sprint rounds, maybe 2 different cars on the same night, though that would be pretty precarious for some people. But we're always interested in ideas, guys. If you've got any ideas on what you'd like to see here at SRW TV, don't forget to put your comments in our videos there. Give us a like, hit the subscribe button, and come along and join us for this journey. If you're keen to race, you can go to simracingworld.com.au and follow the links there for our season 3. We can't wait to see what sort of season the admin boys are going to put on for us. Season 2 was our American invasion. Season 1 was our British invasion almost. So yeah, we'll have to keep an ear to the ground and see what they've got for us. But it's all about participation. If you guys want to race it, then the team here at SRW, we want to put it on and have you guys race with us. Because that's what we want. We want the best races, the most fun that we can have on 4 wheels.
And of course the clean races as well. Can't forget that, mate. We want clean racing all the way through.
Oh, look, we love action, buddy, and there's always a bit of bingle and things that happens, but we know that there's never any malice behind it. It's just the boys racing hard. Sometimes tempers can get frayed, but that's what happens. All right, so we are going as you predicted. Is this lap 25?
Oh, there you go. Sorry, a lap earlier. Sorry, my apologies, everyone.
It's all right. We can see a good jostle here. It's that Darren Fahey looking hot behind Nathan Burney. Little peeked out to have a little bit of a look there. Or Joseph Daly really careful there at T1, T2 to bring that car up. And you can see again the boys pushing hard, and it's risk versus reward for the first lap or two following the restart, buddy, because those tyres, they've just decided to get cold again.
Wonder if Nathan's gonna have a. Oh, come on, Nathan, have a dip. Come on, send it.
Oh, he's having no, he's backed out of it there. We've got that Dinkovic running in P5 at the moment, so he's trying to stay with the boys here at the front and put some pressure on Darren Fahey himself. But the longer it takes Cameron and Nathan and Darren battling each other, they're just going to give the guys behind them that opportunity to join the fun as well, buddy, and that's what we love.
You know, we like close racing. We you and I especially love and a big fan of when the safety car comes out because it bunches up everyone.
Well, I don't know if I'm much of a fan of it anymore, buddy, because we've hit my prediction of 3 safety cars tonight. So remember, when we get inside the last 5 laps, it generally is a preference by race control to avoid bringing the safety car out, trying to let the race run green to the end. Oh, we can see Darren here as that Nathan get a little bit of a shimmy, trying to flick the booty of that car out to get it around the corner. And I thought for a moment that he opened the door for Darren, but now it's all at the toe. See if he can get close enough here to no. And Nathan's just moved to the inside to cover that, so Darren's going to try and sweep around and then sweep underneath him. Is he carrying speed? Look at the speed difference there. It's coming inside.
Oh, Darren's going to come in home for a third here. Cameron and
can he sweep around the inside and hold it?
Nathan's
still got it. Nathan's still there.
Yep. Cameron and haven't pencil themselves.
Oh, and I think that's Cameron Edwards going through on Joseph Daly as well. So it's all happening on track here with 4 laps to go, 5 laps to go. And now we can see Nathan Verney having a dig back at Darren Fahey. Same thing with Joseph Daly. He's going up the inside to come down to the straight to the big right-hander. Is he going to be able to get it done? Oh, as that Cameron sweeps around. Both give each other room. Teammates respectful. And they're side by side. As they come around, buddy. This is what we wanted to see.
Dip, mate. I know he's a teammate, but have a dip. Don't be shy.
Well, looks like they're battling hard there. Look, they're side by side on the exit again. Cho's throwing everything at it. And again, Nathan Verney hasn't given up as well. This Dean Sinkovic about a second and a half behind this battle. He's just watching it. If this continues on, he's going to be in on it too.
Oh, Jesus, that's a big move. That's a big move by Cho. Jesus, the last minute just poke it down the inside.
Oh, and they're leaving nothing off the table here. Cameron getting the rear of that car out, sliding around, but carrying good speed. Now see if the toe can help bring Joe back into the equation. And you can see already he's getting closer, but maybe not close enough to make a move into the last turn this time. Again, there's that different line again.
Real weird line, like he's gone, that's absurd.
That's the great thing about that turn, mate. You can take multiple lines, and it's one of those things we love to see.
So
Darren's the lady to do that.
Is within sniffing distance here. He is not far off at all. I just got the feeling Nathan's starting to drop back a bit. Maybe, not sure. Just probably doesn't have the speed as what these 3 guys do. Oh!
At a moment from Cameron Edwards there. He's had a big off track, but he's managed to save it now. Darren Fahey looking to try and go around the outside. Cameron's going to try and hold that inside line, hold the position. Looks like he's now Nathan Verney. It's a 4-way battle here, and this isn't over, buddy. Darren Fahey going up the inside. He's going to be on the outside for the final right-hander, though. You can see Cameron just positioning that car. Oh, is it a send around the outside? That'll put him on the inside for the next corner. Nathan Verney getting in on the action here as well.
He's having a dip. Get amongst us, son. Come on. Oh, Joe just running. You made it easy for Joe now.
Yeah, look, Dave, we've spoken about that, about the wave arounds. Thanks for your comments in the YouTube.
You should have backed out. That was all yours, mate. Oh,
consistent with this season, so we will be looking at waiver rounds probably for the next season to try and get those guys back on the lead lap a bit more. But mate, this is some awesome action, buddy. Darren going around the outside because that camera can hold inside, but it looks like he might have enough speed to make the stick at this time.
I think Cameron's still there.
Oh, he's there, and Nathan Burney. We have 3 laps to go, buddy, and it's on for young and old.
I think Nathan's just going to hang back a bit. Dean, I reckon Dean must be excited about this because this is a possible E2.
I think that might have been a move of Adam Simpson on John McHenry there in the background too. So, but there's too much happening on track for us to go and have a look at replays. We're watching it all unfold.
We should be cycling through everyone else, but this is just too exciting. Joe skipped away, so he doesn't deserve having any air time. It's these 3. That's where it's at.
Battle is 100%. Right here, buddy, and you can see Darren now covering the inside just to make sure Cameron didn't stick his nose out there.
Oh, Jesus.
Bit of dust from Cameron as well, so they're pushing hard, buddy.
Darren's got it done. Darren had a bit of a moment coming out, and Darren's got on the immediate block, as you do.
Yep.
Oh,
but Cameron got that run and he got on the dust.
That was close. That was close. You know, if that was an overseas server, that'd be classified as netco, because I'm pretty sure he would have got fenced.
Well, that's one of the great things about iRacing has got a dedicated server, and that's Nathan Burney looking to take advantage of a little mistake by Cameron Edwards trying to get up the inside, but Cameron has recovered there. Ooh, left the door half open and Nathan Burney almost pounced. Here we go as we come down that back straight.
Nathan's going to have the advantage of the slipstream ×2, but yeah, you can see Darren's just sitting duck in the slipstream. Nothing you can do about that, sadly. It's just one of those things.
Well, it makes for exciting racing, and it brings a bit of strategy into play, you know. Would you rather be I think that's Nathan Burney has maybe made contact with the rear of Darren there, or maybe just had locked it up trying to avoid contact, but I don't think he expected Darren to sweep in like he did there. Well, see if that brings up the interest of race control. See, yeah, look, he's just closed right in there, but that's unfortunate for Nathan. I don't know if I've heard any comments on the radio to see if Nathan's called that one in, but we will keep an eye out. We've only got a couple of laps remaining now, but that has pretty much killed the last of our little battles going on there, though. Yeah.
Darren might be aiding some damage now. I reckon he would have got a bit of a touch on the wheel. Oh, wow. I reckon Darren might be carrying some damage on that, I think, because he's right rear tyre got a bit of a touch up there, so I'm tipping...
Well, that's what I thought. It certainly looked like there was contact there. I don't know if it's anything other than a racing incident, but, you know, Nathan Burney sort of got caught out there, was on a great run. Unfortunate, but has managed to save it and is running P5. John McHenry up into P4. So Darren Fay is our big mover, up 10 positions, but Darren has shown pace and has had previous podiums here in the F3s. John McHenry's up 6 positions, and he's having a cracker of a race. Probably try and hold off his teammate here he'd be happy with. But again, we've seen how powerful this toe can be down the back straight, and I don't know if there's much John's going to be able to do about it. Looks like Nathan has snuck up the inside of John McHenry there.
It's got this.
Alright, so we are on the final lap of tonight's race. So Barney, the flag man, has got the white linen sheet out and is waving it in front of their faces. And so far, Joseph Daly has jumped clear a 3.5 second gap back to Cameron Edwards. So I'd say that Joe's just got to keep his eyes forward, doesn't have to worry about his mirrors anymore. It's his race to lose now, buddy.
Yeah, mate. He's he should win this. If he doesn't win this, it's probably because technical issue, or he's just bended on the last lap. He's got a big gap to his teammate being Cameron, so he should be fine.
Yeah, no commentators curse tonight, buddy, so we're not going to talk about that sort of stuff.
We don't do that. We don't like that.
But we can see it's been a great drive. He's had to battle hard for it tonight, Joseph, so he'd be pretty chuffed with himself, I'm sure. Because, you know, it's one thing to run away with a victory, but the one that you've got to fight for, they're all the sweeter, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, mate. The ones you fight for, the ones you tend to like a little bit more because you're able to one-up someone else, which is always nice.
Well, they're the ones you remember, mate, because you remember the battles and how close it was, and, you know, you've got that. I suppose in the end, we've got comrades in arms out there that we can have a chat about the races and have arguments and watch the streams and, you know, really get involved, you know, so... And I suppose the beauty of virtual simulation racing is we can do it from the safety of our own homes without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on cars and crew. All right, so there, Joseph Daly getting the checkered flag. Round 7 winner of our American Invasion. Great drive from Joseph. Cameron Edwards, his teammate, was sent at Sim Sports, coming home in P2. And Darren Fahey, I think Darren's another... Sim Sports driver as well, isn't he? No, Joseph Daly is. No, Darren Fahey is his own team. So, thank God you broke up the stranglehold that the Senate Sim Sports boys have had on the podium, Darren. Well done. Nathan Verney with a P4 finish. Maybe could have been nice there and let his teammate John McHenry finish with the P4 glory. But John McHenry, great drive, up in P5. Stephen Sinkovich. Oh, Stephen's got the Sinkovich honours tonight, using the P6 finish. Adam Simpson in P7. So after leading a good first third of this race, I'm sure Adam would be a bit disappointed with his spin and be ruined the fact that this race could have been his. And it was at Greg Johnston, our final car on the lead lap. In P8, Dylan Thomas P9, Dean Sinkovich P10, and unfortunately Greg Leake and Samuel Thomas finishing a few laps down there.
A bit of a technical issue with my headset then. Sorry, buddy.
That's all right, buddy. We've gone through the grid for tonight's action, so some awesome racing, buddy. The bumpy concrete jungle of Sebring lived up to its reputation of a hard place to master, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, mate. The old Sebring, she's a bit of a beast to tackle, that's for sure.
Busy beast. All right, so there's the results up on the screen. So if you want to read them out once more for us, Husey, I'll go and get the boys and see if we can have a bit of a chat to them.
No worries. We've got Joe Daly and Cameron Edwards from Sim Sports 1-2 respectively. Darren Fahey, he's in 3rd. Nathan Verney from Locked On Lads and John McHenry from Locked On Lads as well, 4th and 5th. Stephen Sinkovich from SRW, Adam Simpson, Fishy Motorsports, Greg Johnston, Team Greg Racing, Dylan Thomas, another Fishy Motorsports. Dean Sinkovich is P10 from SRW. Leakey, or Greg Leake, is also from Team Greg Racing. We've got Samuel Thomas, Privateers in P12, and Lockie Capel is our safety car driver for the evening, mate. So obviously he's shown up as P13, but he's actually the safety car driver for the night.
That's awesome.
For the guys and girls at Promo Department, obviously to Lockie Capel for doing his bit for the night.
Yeah, well, I think he's got to register as a driver, otherwise he can't drive the safety car. So that does put him on the grid, but they're the little things we need to do to have the manual safety car out there, but it's worth it. I think we've covered that, and I'm sure most people would agree. All right, we've got our P2 finisher Cameron Edwards in the green room chat, so we might bring Cameron in and have a chat to him while we wait for Joe and Darren to jump in the chat as well. Well, Cameron, you had a fairly eventful night tonight, buddy. Went a bit wide there at T1, T2, and that threw you back and you had to fight for it.
Yeah, definitely did. Don't know what it is with cold tyres in turn 1 at the moment. They're not being my friend, but yeah, that was unfortunate, but also good fun. Then trying to make my way back through the field, and had some really, really close battles towards the end there. That was pretty mega. So yeah, all worth it at the end of the day. So yeah, good fun night of racing.
Well, we brought the rest of the boys in as well. So, Joe Daly, congratulations, buddy, on your victory tonight. You it was a bit chaotic around you there a couple of times, buddy, but you managed to stay clear of it.
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy. Thanks, Cowie. Yeah, good fun night. I love racing with Cam because he'll give you an inch of space, but that's literally it. So you can either use it or lose a position. And yeah, we had a couple of good laps of racing before I sort of pushed him back into the hands of Darren, and yeah, it was good fun.
So no team orders there. You're all battling and just all's fair in love and war, and you
Oh yeah,
got one up on him tonight, buddy. So congratulations.
yeah. Thanks. No, that was the goal. Beat Cam, so got it done.
Well, it's still another 1-2% at Sim Sports. You know, you boys seem to have a nice, good training and recruitment regimen over there, buddy. If you keep churning out drivers like that,
Yeah, look,
you know, like you boys.
we work. Yeah, we work really hard. All together. Whether it's practicing for Scops or the Logitech G series or this or whatever it might be, we just try and put our best foot forward all the time. We're not aliens by any stretch, but yeah, we work hard and make sure that we're out there to have a good crack every time we hit the track.
Well, it's awesome to have you boys with us. So, Joe, if you want to take away and let us know about the sponsors for Send It Sim Sports, and let us know who's giving you guys all your support out there.
Yeah, no, big shout out to Hobbs Trenching and Boring, Precision Performance Shop, and if I bring up that one, there it is. ProServe Finance, Sydney Computers, AJ Insurance Services, Transform Media, Pixel Blocks, CD Syntography, 27 Designs, and my kids for being quiet until right now.
Awesome, buddy. Now, Darren, you had your own battles going on there, buddy. It's a bit topsy-turvy and everything happening, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I finished work late, got on the beers, had a session in the New Radical, and nearly missed the race. Didn't even qualify. So I'm happy.
We saw that. So yeah, started at the back, and I think up 10 positions. So that's a pretty nice feather in your cap for the night. But was it fun coming through the back?
Yeah, it took me a few laps to feel comfortable around there, but it was good fun, clean battles. I don't know what happened with Nathan at the end. There was a three-way battle, and I think he got caught out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, look, we had a bit of a look at there, and I'm sure you boys will talk, but you were sort of coming through, and maybe you had a tighter turn angle than he expected, and he ended up did you feel a tap there? We weren't sure if there was contact or not, but he locked up, and it cost him, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just that corner. There's so many different lines, and I was taking it wide, trying to get a run on. Yep. I think it was Cam. So,
well,
yeah,
that's the things that happens in these races when it's so close. Then you can't just think look ahead. You got to be looking behind and look on the side as well. And then you've got a corner, like the Le Mans corner at Sebring, where you can take it 20 different ways.
Yeah, that's it. I got Nath going wide the lap or 2 laps before or something. So it's generally my line there. So sorry to Nath if he stuffed his race.
Well, Darren, have you got any sponsors you'd like to speak to yourself, or maybe some kids that have been nice and behaving for you tonight too, buddy?
Yeah, I've got to thank the Dales. She's always good. Lets me race. I've got to thank AML Tech. My mate still hasn't come out with any cash yet, but hasn't even shouted me a beer. But I might be getting kittens on board next year, but we'll see.
Oh, awesome, mate. Well, a great drive tonight, buddy, and yeah, took your chances, no quality and everything, but you eventually tamed the beast and made it to the podium. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Now, we've also brought in the J-Mac, John McHenry, P5 tonight, John. How's that?
Nice to move up the grid a little bit more, and I think through a little bit of luck with a couple of people spinning in those last couple of laps, sort of took me from 7th up to 5th, and nearly fourth when Nathan did have that spin on the final corner there, but yeah, he got me down the back straight on the second last lap there.
Well, I thought you were going to go inside and block him, at least force him to go around the outside. But
Yeah, he certainly had the run on me though. There's no point. We're in the same Discord chat, so yeah, it was better to play the teammates thing and do it the right way.
well, that's all right. But it's good to see you up at the pointy end of the grid, mate. You've had a few issues in these cars through the season, but how was it like driving around a bumpy place like Sebring in these things?
I actually quite enjoy the bumpy tracks in these things. I enjoyed Belle Isle and I've enjoyed this one sort of thing. Yeah,
It's
something a
more
little
your
bit different.
is that more your sarcastic nature of
I
liking
think
these
so.
places because everyone else crashes out on them?
I think you've kind of got to know me quite well there, Scowy. Yeah, a bit like that, something like that. It's no, I quite enjoy them. Quite enjoy these ones, and Sebring as much as what it's not a favourite. It's not my the most hated one that we go to. That's for sure. I actually do enjoy it from time to time.
What about the rest of you boys? Anyone driving VR? Did you have to deal with motion sickness from the porpoising?
There wasn't too much porpoising. There was a bit of head checking around a couple of those battles that we had towards the end, so quite a bit of screen movement there. But yeah, no, it was just I don't know. It's yeah, a little bit bumpy.
It seemed to settle fairly good when you got on the power. You just had to be smooth. Was that the key?
Pretty much, yeah. There's a couple of corners that just you got to try and glide the car through and let it settle and then get back on it. But as we were talking about just then, that final corner, there's so many different lines, and it can be the difference between going really wide into the barriers or just spearing off into pit lane, and or having cars come around and all that sort of stuff. So it's a good track like that. Keeps you on your toes. So.
Oh, look, I think we enjoyed it tonight because it kept spicing things up and kept the action. 3 safety cars tonight. A bunch of you guys all back up so we get to watch it again. Husey, you got any questions for the boys before we wrap it up for tonight's broadcast?
No, mate, no, I'm all good on my end, buddy. As long as you're all good.
Well, I think we're all good, mate. We just saw some awesome action from the boys there, pushing hard. Only a small field again tonight, but you boys seem to be having fun and battling out with each other, and it's great to see the respect.
That's what it's all about, mate.
Good bunch of blokes in this one, and I'll say from a racing point of view and even from an admin point of view, it's great to have this bunch of guys in the F3 stuff because everyone shows each other respect. Everyone has a good fun out there and races hard at the same time. It's great, enjoyable stuff.
Well, it certainly is awesome to watch at our end, guys, as well. So we appreciate it too, and I'm sure everyone out there in Facebook and YouTube land is appreciating the action as well. Alrighty, guys. Well, I suppose we've come to the end of our coverage for tonight's Formula 3 series here at SRW TV. Round 7 of our American Invasion is done and dusted. We've got 3 more rounds to go. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and follow us on all those socials so you don't behind the scenes, and my co-commentator Husey. This is Cowie, your average sim racer, signing off, saying good night, and we look forward to seeing you next time on SRW TV.